Hello everybody, welcome to this week's video. Today we're going to be looking at the Mazda MX-5. Yeah, this one's going to be kind of special. I love the MX-5. More than anything, I think I love the idea of the MX-5, if that makes any sense. Let's get down low here, take a look. Yeah, look at that, my God. Front engine, rear wheel drive. At this trim level, you get a limited slip diff. It's so good. Absolutely beautiful car. This kind of, obviously the MX-5 is, it's one of the only real entry level roadsters you can buy. There really are there any others on the market? I don't think so. There's a couple of other front engine rear wheel drive sports cars you can buy for sure in this price range, but not a roadster, not a convertible. And my God, it's beautiful. So this is a 2023, of course. This design dates back to 2015 and is largely unchanged. Look at that face. Wait, excuse me, I'm gonna fall over. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the sort of squinty eyes. Would you call them cat's eyes? Are we allowed to say that? I don't know. You have the Mazda mouth as usual, but it's not overdone in this thing. It's quite attractive actually. And you get these, what do you call these things on the side here? Flares? Like they look like muscles, don't they? And in the little car, they make a huge difference. You get the flared wheel wells, especially in the front. If we look down the side here, is that coming across on camera? I think so. Yeah, just, man, the front end in particular just looks really, really muscular. And I dig that quite a bit. It's awesome. A soft top convertible, no less, really cool. These BBS rims are part of the sport package, which is also, that's a $4,000 option. This is the GSP model, so sort of the mid trim. In the back, look at the trunk release. This is so interesting because this is the trunk lid here. Super tiny. I've never seen such a small trunk lid. And then you get the release, which you would assume is somewhere around here, etc. No, that's the crappy backup camera. Where the hell's the release? It does not have one. And then my son is down here because he's smart, and he's like, look at that, there it is. I'm like, wow, it's a weird place to put it, but hey, do what you do. So this is the trunk. Yeah, it's tiny. As one might expect, right? You got to make room for the roof, and this car is about the size of a thimble. So one thing I really like about it is that it's on struts. I don't know if that's a packaging thing or whatever, but that's a really nice thing to see. No spring, whatever they call those other kind of options. I like it a lot. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. That trunk, by the way, will hold 2 bags of mandarins and a loaf of bread, and that's about it. So, all right. Well, this is the point where I humiliate myself because getting into, well, hold on. Let's go to the other side. I want to show you guys one of the really. My son, bless him, 14, right? He sees things differently than I do. Look at this. So this, I'll get down on my knee here. This is the cup holder. Hold on, let's get this stupid thing out of the way. Sorry for the cable. There we go. Couldn't have found a shorter one, of course. So this is the cup holder. When I got in the car, I was like, the first time, like, that cup holder is an afterthought. Look at that. That is unbelievable. And it's going to completely interfere with the leg room of your passenger. And I'm like, well, I don't really care about the passenger, but other people do. And yeah, it was like, I don't know, whatever. And then I got in the car and I drove home. And I'm showing it to my son later on, and he says, hey, Dad, look. And he points over here. I completely missed this because I'm stupid. And he said, I think you can take these out. And he just grabs it and pulls it because, that's what kids do. And you pop it in there, and he's totally right. You get 2 cup holders right there. Unbelievable. Such a, the designers were like, it doesn't need a cup holder. This car is all about driving. Like, well, if we're going to sell it in North America, we got to put a cup holder in it, etc. Well, if you insist, and that's the result. What you also don't get in this thing, again, my son pointed out, no glove box. What you do get is this little storage cubby here with, I guess that's the insurance documents in there, and that's about it. God, I love this car. It just makes me laugh. Everything is so tiny. I dig that. I really do. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that because I like that kind of thing. That's really cool. Now I will humiliate myself attempting to get into the car because there's multiple techniques for this. I find kind of one leg in and then ass in is the best way to go for me. Beat the crap out of the bolsters, getting her done, make weird noises, and we're in. There we go. The MX-5. And that's about it. They're, yeah, you talk about compact interiors. Holy crap. First thing I noticed when I got in was the short throw shifter. Really love that. That's very cool. So you get obviously 6-speed manual, down and over to the left for reverse, and a proper handbrake. Oh, these again, they're all being replaced by electronic crap. And if you were to buy this and you wanted to get loose and fun with it, you can't do that with an electronic e-brake. You need old school, something with a cable. Oh, man, and it's just so easy to use, right? On, off is simple. So it's great that that's still there. I guess that's the benefit of having a design that dates back 8 or 9 years already. But Mazda, if you're listening, which you're not, do not change that. Please maintain that. They've been really good about maintaining the soul of this car, which is cool. So obviously it's a 2-seater. This, I mentioned, has the sport package, which gives you these Recaro seats, which are not very comfortable for a guy my size. Now, of course, that's my fault. It's not the car's fault. But the stock seats, I think, are a little more user-friendly. One thing you do get are these speakers in the headrest, which are great for if you have to use the USB or the Bluetooth calling feature stuff, because this car has an appalling amount of road noise, and sometimes it's hard to hear the person you're talking to. So that is actually very useful. Here, let's fire up the car. Yeah, so noisy. Very, very old school feel to this thing. I love that. So we get a very traditional sort of Mazda dash, fixed tack. Notice how the tack's in the middle, and that tells you something about this car, doesn't it? I'll lean in a little bit. Yeah, it gives you well, I can't because we're not driving, but this indicates your gear, tells you which one you should be in based on how you're driving, etc. And then your speedo over there. Speedo's kind of irrelevant in this car. It doesn't even give you a digital option unless I missed it. Yeah, it's all about being in the right rev range in order to enjoy it. Very cool, actually. I really like that. And then you get a little digital display here. It gives you fuel economy, blah, 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 the usual crap. The interesting thing, and I love, I can't remember, was it the CX-5 that has this as well? If you want to reset your odometer, I was digging through the computer, etc. Where the hell is it? Because I like to track my mileage. And lo and behold, it's still a little flimsy stick. Look at that. Right there. And you just hit it. I'm not going to hit it because I don't want to reset it. But then that resets your mileage. It's very simple, and I actually kind of like that. God, that is flimsy, isn't it? Look at that. Holy shit. Anyway, never mind. And that's it. Some steering wheel controls, etc. You're getting the low-hanging phone buttons that used to be were typical of a certain generation of Mazda cars, and this one just hasn't been updated, so they haven't changed it. I love how old this thing is. And then you get your infotainment system. Mazda infotainment systems are not great. Even in the new cars, they're not spectacular. This one from 1987 is absolute garbage. Doesn't matter. Whatever. That's not what this car's about. But just be aware that if you want modern tech, this is not the car for you. Environmental controls. I like these dials. These are sort of, again, it's old school in a way. Like, the controls are all tied into these dials with some center buttons and stuff. Very, very interesting. It's so simple to use. I really dig that. Right down here is something that fascinates me. So this is getting as close as my gut allows. So you get heated seats, by the way, which is really cool. I didn't expect to see that. Right here, it tells you that your passenger airbag's off, blah, blah, blah. That's, as far as I can tell, it's all that does. But what does this look like for old people watching this? This looks like a cassette tape, like a cassette deck, where 25 years ago you would have had the cassette deck there, right? And then they're like, well, we have this system now, we don't need that anymore, but to re-engineer it costs money, etc. Let's just put that little display in there. Done. Then we don't have to worry about it. I just love that, because I swear, if I had a cassette tape, I'd try sliding it in. Looks exactly like that. You get a couple of USB ports, a little rest area here, your shifter, handbrake, your typical conventional Mazda controls. You get an enormous center console storage area. Look at this. Huge. My God. Get lost in there. And then the stuff in the back here that I showed you. And that's it, I guess. That's the interior. This, of course, is an MX-5, so we should talk a little bit about the convertible. The top is, it's an on and off dreary day today. The rain comes and goes, so that's what happens when you test drive a sports car in November. But I do want to take the top down just to show you how simple it is. So you do this little clip here, you pull it down, the windows drop 6 inches, and then these little pocket, you can just flip it back, that's it. And then until it clips. And there you go. Look at that. We should step outside. Here, let's put the windows down so it looks cool. There we go. Now, it must be noted, getting out of the car, it's a hell of a lot easier with the roof down, I'll tell you. Look at that. Oh, it's just so pretty. God, love that. I'm wondering if we should try the, you want to try the rest of the video with the roof down? I wonder what that'll do to the audio. Who cares? Nobody likes listening to me talk anyway. Yeah, maybe I'll put the windows up, the heat on, so I don't freeze, because it's fucking cold today. Well, super cold. Look at that though, man, roof down. Isn't that pretty? And that's the cool thing about this car. You know, if you hit a couple hours of sunshine or whatever, and you want to, just put the roof down. And then if you, putting the roof up, here, I'll demonstrate. That's not it. No, this one here. You just release it, slide it forward, clip it in place, done. Easy peasy. That's it. It's really easy. I love the fact that it's not mechanized. None of that complicated gubbins. It's just simple. Really, really simple. Here, yeah, we'll do the rest of this video. Oh, that's so much easier. Wow. Oh, I gotta move to California. Huh? They don't even have roofs on their cars out there. Oh, that makes it so easy. Seatbelt on. Okay, temps. Why the hell is the air conditioning on? Okay, so where are we going here? Let's leave it blowing up my face shout. No, that might hit the mic. Here we go. Windows up. Okay. Oh yeah, see? Simple. Love that. Okay. And away we go. So the 2023 Mazda MX-5. In Canada, it starts around $34,000 Canadian. There are 3 trim levels: the GS, the GSP, and the GT. This is the GSP with the optional Sport Pack. The Sport Pack's $4,000. Gets you these Recaro seats and the little Brembo brake pad things and the BBS rims. Skip it all. It's a waste of money. Like I said, the stock fabric seats are better anyway, and you save yourself $4,000. You still, in the GSP trim level, the mid trim level, is when you get the upgraded suspension, limited slip diff, stuff like that. That's the trim level to go for. I think it's sort of the best bang for your buck, and you get the best MX-5 driving experience, and that's right around $37,000, which, all things considered, is pretty reasonable actually, relatively speaking. So that's definitely the trim level I would go for. You know, I've been trying to figure out, I've been sort of ruminating all week on what the MX-5 is all about. And the culture now, the car culture, the car manufacturing culture, is all about the Swiss Army knife approach, right? You know, all cars have to do all things and be all things to all people. The MX-5 is an exception to that. This is a car designed for a very specific purpose and is only going to appeal to a certain amount of people. And I really admire Mazda for sticking to that philosophy. You know, not everybody wants a tiny 2-door convertible sports car, do they? Yeah, because I mean, it comes with compromises and limitations that a lot of us won't be able to live with day in and day out. For the 10 days I've had this car, I've enjoyed it a great deal. If I had to live with it all year long, I'm not sure I could, because with that roof in place and the space limitations, etc., unfortunately, it just wouldn't work. You know, I'd have to leave one of my kids at home all the time, or not take my wife with me. I mean, there's pros and cons to everything, but yeah, as a practical everyday car, I'm not sure this works. Depending on you, depending on your lifestyle, etc. But for me, not so much. But it is a lot of fun to take for a spin, you know, on a lovely summer's evening, or a sunny Sunday any time of the year. Absolutely fantastic. So I mentioned earlier that the MX-5 is designed for a very specific purpose. You know, it's a driver's car. It's not about power. It's not about, 0 to 60 times, none of that stuff. It is about how it goes through corners, how it grabs the road. Excuse me, that's a big puddle, isn't it? Holy crap. I should mention we had a storm yesterday, and now like a big windstorm and rainstorm, and there's crap everywhere, which why the car is filthy on the outside, because now it's all over the car. Look at that. What is that? That's a Lincoln LS convertible? Is that stock? Huh. Did they make a convertible LS? And if they did, that's shameful because that looks aftermarket. But anyway, moving on. What was I rambling about? Oh yeah, driving experience. Yeah, so it's because this car comes with a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that gives you a total of 181 horsepower and 151 pound-feet of torque. Those are not spectacular numbers, but they are perfect for this car. That amount of power delivered by this in the linear and predictable way it allows you to really push this thing in dry weather. And even in the rain, it's actually really, really grippy and a fantastic thing to drive. But you know exactly what it's going to do all the time. So if you want to get, aggressive with it, you absolutely can. And it responds, Yeah, there are cars that'll drive faster, fine, fair enough. But you can't rely on them like you can on this one. And I think that's the whole point. The whole car is set up to reward the driver. But one thing I've been thinking about and sort of trying to answer the question is, are there any competitors for this car? For a brief stretch, they made the Fiat 124, which, am I remember getting that number right? I think it's the 124. And that was made by Mazda in Japan. Different powertrain, as I recall, with a lot less grunt, as I believe. Really cool styling. I like the way that one looked too. I like little roadsters, I guess. I have some affection for that. But they don't make that anymore. That's been discontinued because I guess nobody bought it. Because if you're going to buy that, you might as well get the MX-5. It's got more power, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, in this price range, I don't think there are any other roadsters you can get. There are certainly roadsters out there, but they're all way more money, usually European or something like that, and they cost a fortune. This car is... Why am I in 6th gear? Holy crap. Too many gears. No, I'm kidding. There is no other roadster that you can buy for sub $40,000. There's a couple of other like front engine rear wheel drive sports cars. The Subaru BRZ, BRZ, and the GR86 spring to mind. Those are pretty cool. I like both of those. Those are 2+2s, of course, so you don't have the convertible option. And if that doesn't matter to you, then those are good choices as well. Far more practical cars. And if I were to choose an everyday sports car to daily, it would probably be one of those, if I'm honest. But again, that's a me thing. It's not a knock against the MX-5. It's a laser focused car. If you want one of the best driving experiences you can have for a reasonable amount of money, this is a car to consider. And you get the added benefit of being able to take the top down on a day that allows for it. And if you don't care about the condition of your interior, do it more often. It's all good. It's your car. Well, I guess that'll do it for us today. Thank you for joining me on this one. I've really enjoyed my time with this car. And if you're remotely in the market for one of these, go give it a spin. You will not be disappointed. It is a phenomenal driving experience. And man, we got to support. I think we need to support Mazda as they continue to try and keep this segment alive. Because I think we're pretty much down to one. Thank you all so much. Have a very great day. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Let's not hit the manhole there, shall we? Have a great day. Take care of yourselves.